my outfit of the day. Broken leg edition. I'm going to get my shoes or Crocs. Are they cute? Do they really match? No, but they are safe to do all the hopping I need to do.
I have covered a lot of bizarre stories for this channel. I think this might be one of the most bizarre stories that I've ever had the privilege of covering for you guys. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, break! My Super Bowl picks that I made in my content with the Patrick Mahomes free square didn't hit, but the one that I posted onto my story did hit, and you guys let me know how much money you made in my DMs. And now that the NFL season's over, we're officially directing our attention to the NBA. I give away my picks for free at the Flight Mike on Instagram, and right now when you sign up for Prize Picks, use promo code FlightMike to get up to a $100 deposit match when you sign up on Prize Picks. Or you can just use my link in the description down below. And thank you, Prize Picks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I think one of my favorite individuals to cover in the entire offseason has to be Tyreek Hill. I mean, 2 years ago, this guy got traded from the Kansas City Chiefs to the Miami Dolphins, reset the wide receiver market, started hyping up Tua as a better and more accurate quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
As far as accuracy wise, I'm going with Tua all day.
This is not a shot at anybody.
Right.
It's just stuff that had to be said.
It needed to be said.
It needed
so let's
to be
say it.
said.
And while he did it, he also roasted Jackson Mahomes.
Did you get handcuffed to Jackson Mahomes?
Oh, no
hear me out,
way.
hear me out.
You said they're handcuffed to Jackson
For
Mahomes.
24 hours to win another Super Bowl.
I ain't even gonna count to y'all. That Super Bowl can goddamn wait. I gotta wait. Why?
A lot of Tyreek Hill haters would like to go out to say that he took a huge L for not staying on the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chiefs being able to win 2 Super Bowls without him. But at the end of the day, this man knew what he was doing. He wanted to chase a huge record-setting bag in a state that had no state income tax, stack up the money, and also rewrite record books as one of the greatest and most prolific wide receivers in the entire NFL. I don't think Tyreek Hill would be having 1,800-yard seasons if he was still playing for the Kansas City Chiefs, considering how much Patrick Mahomes would have to spread the ball around. But with that being said, the legend of off-season Tyreek Hill doesn't stop there. Last offseason, Tyreek Hill got into this huge altercation while he was yachting with his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. There was surveillance camera footage of him getting into an altercation when this happened. But ultimately, the NFL let that pass. Tyreek Hill didn't get into any trouble, and things were all good from there. Now, it seems like Tyreek Hill is getting sued, and it is by far one of the most bizarre lawsuits that I think I have ever read in my entire life. And it sounds really bad at face value, and it could be very bad at face value. That's for us to decide. So the title of this is Tyreek Hill is getting sued by a plus-sized influencer alleging that he broke her leg during football drills after she was quote-unquote holding her own against him. And I know what your reaction is exactly. Mike, what the fuck is this, man? I understand because I did a double take when I first read this headline as well. Tyreek Hill is getting sued by a plus-sized influencer alleging that he broke her leg during football drills after she was holding her own against Tyreek Hill. There's so many questions that come to my mind here. I can't imagine any drill that makes sense for Tyreek Hill to go up against a plus-sized influencer. So this entire storyline at face value is bizarre. This was first reported by dailymail.co.uk. I'm reading it off of Barstool because, well, I actually like the way they lay things out a little bit better. So according to this, NFL superstar Tyreek Hill broke a woman's leg when he charged at her with crushing force during a backyard football lesson, according to a lawsuit obtained exclusively by dailymail.com. The details of this are just so bizarre. I mean, influencer Sophie Hall says that Tyreek Hill, 29, felt humiliated when she managed to hold her own and even knocked him backwards during a series of practice drills at his Florida mansion. I could believe that that's the case, considering the fact that Sophie Hall's a plus-sized influencer and Tyreek Hill isn't really known for his stature. He's known for his speed. He's 5'10" and he's 185 pounds. He's an athletic freak and he's really, really fast, but I can imagine if he was squaring up with a larger woman, it could make sense. Yeah. Now, the backstory of this is absolutely insane. Hill apparently flew her to Florida on June 28th and invited her to hang at his $7 million mansion in Swish Southwest Ranches just outside of Miami. Defendant Hill invited Miss Hall to participate in offensive drills with him, her complaint says. Defendant Hill told her that since her 10-year-old son played offensive lineman, she should practice that position as well. Huh. Yes, I could see the logic there. Your 10-year-old son plays offensive lineman, so you should be an offensive lineman too. So Hill asked his guest, apparently, to adopt a defensive line position and encouraged her to rush at him as if she was chasing a quarterback. Okay. Ms. Hall did as instructed, and on contact with the defendant caused Hill to be pushed backwards, garnering laughter from the witnesses present at the time, including the defendant's mother, sister, friend, and trainer. It continues. Apparently embarrassed by his loss of stability as a result of contact by a woman during the football play, Mr. Hill's attitude changed and he became angry. For the next few plays, Hall was instructed to play offense, hiking the football to an imaginary quarterback, while Hill became a defensive pass rusher. On the third play, Hill rushed through as Miss Hall held her own against Mr. Hill. The blonde TikTok star didn't fare so well on the fourth hit. Defendant Hill charged into her violently and with great force, resulting in significant and serious injuries, the suit alleges. What happened to taking women on a boat or taking them to a bar or a restaurant? You know what I mean? It's like, when did this become a good idea? Let me fly this woman into my own private residence and play football against her. Bear in mind, I don't know this situation. I wasn't there. I'm just reading this report on the internet and giving my own thoughts. There's no evidence to support either claim. But bro, if you're Tyreek Hill has this history. I'm sure we know this history of things that occurred during the earlier part of his career. And if anyone gets injured, especially if a woman gets injured playing football against Tyreek Hill, I mean, whenever you say Tyreek Hill lawsuit, there is going to be a certain stigma against Tyreek Hill. And especially if you're going up against OF models. I mean, do you remember the OF model that tried exposing Antonio Brown for sleeping with her right before Antonio Brown ran off of the field during that New York Jets game? Or what about what happened with Zion Williamson? Do you remember whatever her name was? I'm so happy I don't remember her name, but she was exposing receipts of Zion Williamson paying her all of this money just so she could shut up about their relationship. I think this entire situation is insane, and I hope Sophie Hall has a speedy and full recovery. Especially considering what's going on, this must have been an excruciating injury for her. And at the end of the day, I think we know how this is going to end. They're probably going to settle out of court. Tyreek Hill is going to give her a bag because this man is earning $30 million a year. I mean, it's a home run scenario for Sophie Hall, so I don't blame her for suing Tyreek Hill at all whatsoever. But that aside, can we just sit back and appreciate the greatness of this story and Sophie Hall's achievement? I mean, holding your own against one of the best, if not the best wide receiver in the entire NFL is absolutely insane. And I have a lot of respect for her and give her a lot of credit because there's no way in hell I could ever do something like that. Apparently, Sophie listed herself as much as 270 pounds before the surgery and as low as 200 after. So we don't know where she was whenever she sacked Tyreek Hill, but since Tyreek Hill's listed at 185, this is still an insane achievement. Could you think of how fast you have to be in order to sack Tyreek Hill during these drills as well? All in all, it's just a bizarre situation and a bizarre story. Sophie Hall also posted this video discussing the incident.
My outfit of the day, broken leg edition. I'm going to get my shoes or Crocs. Are they cute? Do they really match? No, but they are safe to do all the popping I need to do. And be grateful that your can walk if you can. Otherwise, be grateful for your life.
So at the end of the day, I wish her a speedy recovery. I'm happy for her getting a bag. I think this story is absolutely absurd. And yes, off-season Microphone is here to entertain you guys until some real roster transactions happen. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.